What God cannot do does not exist. We are partakers of the old earth prayers, and indeed God had come through for us. An incident happened, my wife's younger brother's wife, and the baby almost died in the hospital.
So on that fateful day, when I got to the hospital, it didn't take a long time. After the woman had labored for a long time, she delivered. But then, after sharing the news with me that baby was born, I discovered there was no joy around. The midwives were not jubilating, no serious movement. So I got up and I went to peep through to the labor ward, only to discover that the whole place, the atmosphere seems to be on a standstill. I am a midwife myself. And so finding a place like that, the baby was born, the baby was not crying, and then mother wasn't being attended to, I had to open the door and I saw that the woman was lifeless. And the baby too was seriously cyanosed. The baby was looking bluish purple. So I was worried and I screamed. I said, what is the problem? That they should attend to the baby. They should attend to the mother. And these people were like in a trance. So I screamed, Elroy, 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 what God cannot do does not exist. Oh, earth! As soon as I screamed that way, it dawned on me that this was more than what I could handle. So I called my husband and asked him to pray for me. Honey, please get up and pray. Pray! And my husband started praying. I said, decree, oh, earth, you cannot receive the body of my loved ones until I say so. Their blood will not be scattered on it. And then my husband got up and began to pray. He joined me in the prayer, shared me the link for the mercy prayer, and then I began to pray. Oh Lord, show me mercy. We kept praying. It took a while before the people were able to start to revive the mother and the baby. I went in there. Apgar score at birth was 0, and then I said, you, this Apgar score, you will increase. I continued decreeing, oh earth, I have seen the God that sees me. I just kept praying. I just kept calling Jesus. I just kept calling Elroy as much as I could. Then I discovered that after a while, the mother had picked up. The baby had picked up. And then I thanked God. I was grateful. I was happy. Apgar score had reached 7/10, which was a great one for me. And then they weaned us out of the labor ward and took us to the postnatal ward. At the postnatal ward, baby wasn't doing well either. Neither was the mom. So I was awake throughout praying and decreeing, oh earth, their blood will not be spilled on you. Continued in that prayer throughout the night. So about 4 a.m., a woman in another bed who also had a baby told me, say, sister, that prayer that you have been praying, pray it very well. Pray it very well. And then for me, it was a kind of energy. And I continued to shout, what God cannot do does not exist. It will not happen to us. And I continued praying. Little did I know that there was actually an attack. The devil really wanted to shine with my family because they wanted maybe the mother and the baby to die in that hospital. Then my brother would run into trouble, but I was there as a stumbling block. So about 5 a.m. I was attacked. I started having rigor. My whole body was shaking. My teeth was clenching. I was not able to coordinate myself. I didn't know what to do again. When my brother and the sister of the woman came into the hospital, I took permission to go so that I can go and attend to myself. I didn't know when I slumped. I didn't know anything about myself again. All I knew was I found myself in the car of my mentor. She's a professor in nursing. She took me to the hospital for me to be revived. When I woke up, I said, no, I can't be here. I have to go back to meet my husband because he was coming into town that day. I said, let me go to where he is. Let him pray for me. That was how the woman took me back to my husband. My husband continued praying. He prayed for me all night. It was about 2 a.m. We then realized that it was actually an attack, and that I was there as a stumbling block. God took me there to save those lives. And I am grateful to God that He gave me the energy to be able to stand in the gap for my family.
What God cannot do does not exist. Indeed, we are grateful. At this time, we are partakers of this, and in fact, as a matter of fact, this is no stories again. We are part of what God has been doing, and indeed, the God that sees us has really seen us and came through for us. So we thank God. To God be all the glory. We shall be here some other time to testify, because this is just a starting.
nsppd, celebrate our God. Celebrate. Celebrate.